Walters leads us in prayer. Mr. Riddle's going to lead us in pledge the flag.
Let's pray. Our dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you so much for the life that you've breathed into us and the health that you've given us, Lord, and the sunshine and the rain. Although we don't think we need any more rain, Lord, you know best. And God, we put our full faith in you. Lord, we just thank you for this country. We ask that you will bless it, continue to bless it, continue to bless our county and our state. And Lord, just be with us tonight as we make decisions that will affect generations. And God, just give us your knowledge and wisdom. Once again, we thank you for our country, that we have the freedoms that we have. And it's all because of you and those that have died defending it. God, we just thank you so much. We worship you, we praise you, and we thank you. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and have our public comment time. There shall be a public comment period for each meeting with actual items on the agenda, with the exception of teacher disciplinary hearings. Comments shall be limited to topics listed on the agenda and matters that are germane to the school board's jurisdiction. The total public comment period shall be for no more than 3 minutes. If an individual wishes to address the board, he or she shall sign up on the form provided before the beginning of the board meeting to request time to speak. Each speaker shall be given no more than 3 minutes. Delegations must select one individual to speak on their behalf unless otherwise determined by the board. Public comment is, that time is just for public comment. It is not a discussion with the board, and there probably will not be any question and answer time. So, Wendy Brock. You'll state your name and address, please.
Okay, my name is Wendy Brock. I live at 102 Meadow Court. I'm here with some of my neighbors, and I spoke to you about 6 weeks ago about the noise with the new HVAC system at Daniel Boone. I'm here again tonight because the problem continues. The noise is not occasional. The system runs for long stretches, day and night. For many of us, it is loud enough to hear through our closed windows and closed doors. It disrupts sleep, working from home, and simple enjoyment of our homes, both inside and out. What was once a quiet residential neighborhood now has constant industrial level noise. I understand the board plans to plant trees for noise mitigation. An acoustics consultant I spoke with, Jim Holtrip of Acoustic Control, told me trees will not solve this. The primary noise comes from the fans on the top of the cooling tower. A barrier of trees cannot block the sound that radiates upward and outward from that height. Baltimore Air Coil, which is the manufacturer of the cooling tower, has several different models. Some have significant noise suppression and some do not have any. He said this one probably does not have any, so I was wondering if you could tell me what model was approved and what was installed. Was there a survey done to make sure the equipment would meet both the school's needs and the neighbor's right to a reasonable quiet? Washington County has no noise ordinance, so I compared the sound to Johnson City standards. Johnson City limits steady state noise to 50 dBA during the daytime and 43 dBA at night in residential areas. On my front porch, the level reaches 59 dBA when the unit is running, and it's louder at the property line. When measured in dBc, and dBc captures low frequency noise that dBA does not, the reading is actually 82 dBc. The large difference there shows that there's a lot of low frequency energy present, and then that's why the noise carries so far and feels intrusive. We ask that any acoustic evaluation include simultaneously properly conducted measurements in both dBA and dBc, taken with a calibrated type 1 or type 2 level sound meter under controlled conditions, day and night, at the property line and at neighboring homes, so the true low frequency impact can be documented. We are not asking the board to ignore the school's needs. We are asking you to treat this as the serious quality of life, health, and property value issue it is. Specifically, we urge you to require an independent acoustic evaluation by a qualified professional, explore real engineering solutions, quieter equipment, enclosures, barriers, or operational changes, and keep the affected neighbors informed of the steps being taken. Many of us are here tonight simply to show that this problem is real and it affects more than 1 or 2 homes, and we just want to live peacefully in our homes again. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Ray Brock.
Hello, my name's Ray Brock and I live at 102 Meadow Court. You just heard from my wife Wendy, so I'm gonna echo a few of the things she said, but I'll try to keep it pretty brief. So, you know, I understand that the school probably needed an upgrade, and I get that and I understand that. My concern is why we chose that location and what the reasoning behind it was. Was there a noise study done? I'm sure that you guys did not probably make the decision on necessarily what equipment was purchased, probably signed a check saying, yeah, we approve it, and I understand that. But at some point in time, somebody should have done some sort of noise evaluation. And I don't understand how we could have made this decision and impacted a lot of folks' home values and quality of life. It's really unfortunate. None of you, I suspect, would like to have this unit next to your house. And we don't either. And it's very unfortunate. So I know that there are silencing options. You know, was the best option selected, or did we just buy the base unit? You know, was there a study done, or did we just pick one and say that's the best location because we used to have that building there, and that's where it's going to go. It's close. Ironically, it's as close to my neighbor's house as you can get, and you know, far away from the school. So it was clearly selected to a spot that's seems like to us didn't take our houses into consideration. That's how we feel about it. So, you know, I'd like to see what kind of studies were done. You know, it's a very unfortunate situation. So, obviously you've heard from Wendy. Other folks will, I'm sure, come back at some point in time and ask the same questions I am. So, I thank you for your time. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do I have a motion to approve the agenda? Mr. Walters,
Make a motion that we approve the agenda.
Second.
is there any discussion on the agenda?
Voting is open. Approved.
Thank you. So I know that our main focus here was supposed to be the Jonesboro property. However, I misunderstood some things with the superintendent search, so this is my fault and I'm really sorry, but we do have qualifications in our policy. I thought that those qualifications would stand alone. They do not. We have to vote on those to continue the superintendent search. So you have those in your hands and in BOE. So if there's anything you have questions on or want to change, or if there's anything that you see that is not correct in that policy.
I don't
Yes, sir.
know and Jerry, I'd like for you to chime in on this, but it says with a preference for doctor's degree. I mean,
That's
we
what
need-
that's just, I mean, that's not atypical.
okay,
That's in Tennessee, across the nation, statement made.
okay. I mean, I just didn't want that to defer somebody that didn't have one. I mean, cause I don't know that that's a deal breaker. I mean, obviously, you know,
Yeah, it wasn't, but, and I just think it's just giving a message that, you know, that will
we
receive
value higher. Okay.
consideration. If you have two equal candidates, that might be the one thing that would cause the board to consider the other. The other has a doctorate, you know, and the other candidate that have equal qualifications might not. It's not anything that binds the board, it's just a statement.
Is this policy? Yes, this is in our policy. Again, that is why I thought we did not have to vote on it, because we've already voted on it, but we do have to vote on this to continue the search with TSBA. So, Mr. Quinn,
I'll make a motion that we approve, 5802, policy for qualifications and duties of the director of schools.
A second.
is there any discussion?
We need to do that on second reading.
No, this is already in policy, we just need to
Okay.
approve of the minimum qualifications for our search.
Okay.
Alright, is there any more discussion? Can we vote?
Voting is open. All agree?
Okay. Next, if you will look at the TOS paperwork that you have at your desk, we need to approve a salary range. There is the information there. I would like to share with you the information that I have on, what we have done before. So, we have ranged from 127 to 140 has been our range. And the last time that we did, put the salary range out, we did have that big of a range. So we're needing to decide on that range this evening to move forward. Mr.
And what is our current, district, director of school salary?
So it is 140, that's the base pay. And then with his, we have the performance bonus. In the past, it has been an annual evaluation with a percentage. But his is the performance bonus, and that's what he preferred when he came in.
My base salary is 165.
Oh, sorry, that was the starting, the 140 was the starting.
And then the board has maintained that, opportunity for annual performance bonus based on outcomes.
And the bonus is not reoccurring, correct?
It's up to the
No, I
board.
mean.
No, I
we
mean,
give
it's a bonus, you know, it's based on the board's action. It could be 0 or it could be up to the maximum indicated in the
And
contract
that's yearly.
annually, and based on the annual evaluation.
Were those bonuses in place for previous superintendents?
No, they chose an annual evaluation, and it was a 0 to 6% increase depending on what the board wanted to do. So they wanted an annual evaluation with a percentage.
And that's not uncommon. I just chose that, I think annually the board acted on my evaluation, and it was at the discretion of the board whether or not my salary advanced.
But that was also that was after that we interviewed, that was what we discussed, and that's what he asked for. So I think that was kind of like the contract piece that we added to that instead of the other. Mr. Watts.
Well, I just, I guess a question, a thought and a question. Do we have to give a range, or can we just set a minimum? And in saying that, I can see some wisdom in just setting a minimum that we would offer, because, you know, whether we get we get a candidate with the minimum requirements at 5 years or 25 years experience, the upper end of that range might, you know, the difference, it could be very high. We might need a quite wide range, and,
Right.
you know, now to say what that would be, I have a little bit of difficulty with, but I think we could say a minimum to ensure that we attract, the qualified at least the qualified candidates that we're looking for.
TSB asks for a range, however, we are kind of the customer, so we can decide that we want to do a minimum, we can say this is our minimum. Mr. Riddle?
I agree with that, that's what I was gonna, I think we should just set a minimum, and, you know, the rest is negotiable, depending on experience and qualifications, so, in my mind.
I was gonna go with the range, but I mean, you know, whatever range you throw out there, everybody's gonna wanna be at the top of the range if you're that final selection, so honestly, I mean, I'd be fine with just a minimum, or, you know, minimum, and put the minimum at 155, or, I mean, 150, I mean, you know.
What's our number of students?
7,600. Mr. Master?
That's what I was gonna, you took words out of my mouth, I'd like to set it a minimum of 150.
Well, since I'm right here, and I'm just throwing this out, but the minimum's basically 155 median base salary from 2,500 to 999. Would you,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, if we make it 155 at the minimum, would that be?
yeah, I'm good with that myself, at 155.
I'll make a motion that we set the minimum salary at 155.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
We started Jerry at 140, correct?
Yes. Mr.
I just was, you know, that's it's a year behind, that's the 24-25 salary, Tennessee superintendent salary study. So it is a year behind, they have not published this past year.
Right.
So that was 24-25.
But this would be, that's the medium, so we're already at the.
In the 24-25, yes, sir.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion? Can we vote, please, Jennifer?
The voting's open.
Just to, it's all approved, just to keep you a little bit informed, Jennifer is in the process of updating our brochure with our current numbers and facts and data. The survey for our county went out. It is up until September the 14th. We have already had over 200 responses, so that's good to know. And I've asked Jennifer to go ahead and push that out school-wide, and it's also going to go out to the county commissioners.
Could we, and I mean, I got an email, of course, I'm good at looking at my emails. Now, if I don't respond exactly when I see it, that's when it becomes foreign. But so much is put on social media now, and that catches my eye more at the school level. Could we send that out somehow with a, and I don't know, I'm not a social media guru.
Our only active account, we do have a Facebook account, but it's not exactly active. We have an X or a Twitter account that we use quite a bit.
Okay. But I mean, school level.
Usually when we push anything out, it goes to all of our channels, which includes our social media.
I think all of our schools have some type of social media, and they have a newsletter.
They usually have an extra Twitter account. Most of our schools do, they use that. Some have Facebook, some have Instagram. But through our system, you can just check the box and send it out to all your channels.
Okay.
To all those.
Even those schools will get that sent out as well?
They can. Our communications person's in the back, he can tell me I'm off base or I'm on, you know, on the right track. And of course, our guru back here, he knows too.
It's on our website.
All right.
All of the employees received it?
Yeah, that was the one that went to all the employees, our all group, our employee group, which includes all employees, staff, and certified staff and classified staff.
Mr. Rogers?
How do we get this out to one that does not have emails? Or do we? I mean, I don't know how we would do
Well,
it.
we can, we can post it on our website, which we did. We can put it on social media like Mr. Fleener has said. We can create posters and put QR codes if they want to use their phone. But if
Yeah,
someone's
just one-
using a QR code in their phone, then I don't know of many that don't have email.
Right. Just curious, I didn't.
We don't have, have like, some of you may have received in the campaign system, or campaign process where they have people call you and say, press 1 for yes, press 2 for no. We don't have that service.
All right, let's move on to the sale of the old Jonesboro School property and future planning of the old Jonesboro Elementary School property. You should have a packet. That you've looked through. And so at this point, I'm just gonna open it up for discussion. Mr. Barnes?
Yeah, there's a lot of questions to be answered, get some direction. We haven't had any luck on getting a strong offer yet. We're at it every year. I really believe in order to answer some of these questions and get some clear direction that we need to have an intergovernmental task force established to help advise us on some of these questions. We're as the Board of Education, with the owners of the property, and we're tasked with the heavy lifting to make some decisions and to, facilitate sales. Yet we're highly dependent on town Jonesboro, and we're very dependent as well on our county commission and our county mayor. I think Mr. Ward shared with you an email, a proposal that I had would have a 6-person task force with our superintendent, the chair of our board, the county mayor, the chair of the county commission, the Jonesboro mayor, and Jonesboro town manager as a task force to offline from this board to evaluate these questions and come back to us with some recommended directions on some of these key items. That's my thoughts on how we need to proceed, because otherwise, as a group here, we have opinions and they're important, but it's ultimately hard to make some of these decisions about road issues, right of ways and such, when there's more cooks in the kitchen, so to speak.
Yeah,
Mr. Barnes?
I agree. I don't, a lot of these questions, and I'm, just my opinion, we've not, I understand, and I appreciate TCI bringing us some of this stuff, but at the same time, until we have a hard offer of what somebody's wanting to do, to spend money that we don't know if we're going to get back, we could, but we're not guaranteed it. But we've not even had I think there needs to be, I agree with the task force. I think we need to have more opinions from the stakeholders, the other stakeholders, which county commission and town of Jonesboro, before we make decisions on some of these questions that may not fly with other two entities, and then let's not work together for a solution. So I just don't, if somebody has I'm looking at two of the guys from No Real Estate sitting right here, I defer to you all, but I don't know about I don't know how we can answer some of these questions until we have a talk with the other stakeholders in this float. So I'm looking at you too.
Well, just to break it down into simple numbers, if we do this proposal here of all this stuff from JTB Construction, and if we have to tear down the middle school building, that's between 2.2 and $2.3 million that we're spending. How much are we gonna get out of it after we do that? I think, like I said before, we're not a developer on this. We absolutely don't have the funds to do this. I think if we had an offer, a firm offer that we could work out, we could possibly do some of this, but just to go ahead and do it, in my opinion, is not smart on our behalf. You may be spending a lot of money for something you don't need. So I think we need offers before we consider any of this. It's just a big gamble. I mean, if, like I say, if you spend 2.2 million, what are you gonna get back? If you got 4 million out of it, you know, we could be 2.2, 2.3. We might get 1.7 out of all of it. So I don't know if that's the way to go on this.
Thank you. Mr. Masters?
Yeah, and I concur with that too. The infrastructure that they're asking for, you know, we've got to have input from the town of Jonesboro and the commission before we can move forward on any of that, in my opinion. Will help sell it, I'm sure it will, you know, but you know, we got to have more input on this than not just this board, in my opinion, can tell right now. And again, like Whitney said, we don't have funds to do any of it ourselves right now.
That's the biggest thing. I mean, we spent, you know, we did rehire 25 people back this year, and to turn around and spend money, if we don't get a return on it, then we have X amount of more next year that we have to let go because we weren't very smart with the funds. And what, you know, I wouldn't say I wish we were in the development game at the same time. We're an education business. I mean, our money needs to be more going to that. But like I said, I think it would be wise to talk to the other stakeholders and come up with a plan with those 6 folks, and then bring all 3 entities in and make sure we all sing the same dog and pony race, and then we have a plan. I mean, so I think next month we need to put that on the agenda. I guess it'll be the workshop. I think the way I understood it, you know, for next week to move that forward as far as on the agenda for September meeting. I'd like for those 6 folks to sit down and come up with a general idea, and then bring it back to all 3 entities so we can either agree or disagree, or if we disagree, we're not going anywhere anyway. So.
Mr. Walters?
Not trying to put a damper on your team that you've built. It is very good, very good. And I don't want to dampen the chair being present for that task force. But just thinking out loud, I would feel a lot more comfortable, unless she knows, and I don't know that she knows, if someone that knew real estate, you know, and would represent us as a school board, maybe along with the chair and the superintendent, I don't know, but I would not feel comfortable if I was sitting on that task force, because I don't know enough about real estate and the infrastructure and the things to do. I'm learning, but I'm just not there yet, and I know that you two at least know a whole lot more than I do as far as a task force duty would go. So I would just ask that maybe somebody that already had knowledge about real estate help represent us as a board.
So for me, I do believe Mr. Riddle said on the very first board that we had with them, the task force that we had with them, did you not? So you know the MOU, you know Is that not correct?
The furnishings and
The,
stuff like that.
like everything that we went through when we were building the school, did you not sit on that task force?
Yeah, we was
I think so,
appointed to
yes.
Jonesboro.
I did.
Yes. And so he not only knows the MOU part of it and all the pieces and parts that he sat on, but he also knows currently what we're going through. And so I would feel more comfortable with somebody that has all of that knowledge.
Let's come back with it next
But
month
we
or a
can't,
workshop next week.
But we still, if you want a task force, there has to be a recommendation, and a vote to have him go forward in forming that. And
Well, let's go
putting that
back, I think next week when I have a workshop, when we discuss exactly how that needs to look.
Okay.
And because, I mean, in my opinion,
Yes, Mr.
Can we do board action tonight to put that in motion, not knowing what that may look like at this point, but just okaying the board to talk about it, or is it better to wait? And
I'm just thinking in my 2 cents.
Right.
And I mean, Miss Wooten in here tonight, David's not here tonight. If they're, I would assume both will be here at our workshop next Tuesday. Because them, you know, Miss Wooten will be the new board representation, you know, or board seat at our first meeting in September. That would give them an opportunity to say next week, I would think. That's just my opinion.
So if we take action tonight, we can at least give him direction to ask if Jonesboro and the commission would be willing to sit at the table with us. Then we can make what that looks like. Workshop. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. I need to know that they're willing to sit at the table before we put time into what we need it to look like.
I think that would gain us at least a month to go ahead and do that. And, I don't mind making a motion. I've got the draft, you know, put up if need be to look at exactly, or I can send it to Jennifer if she wants to put it up. We send it to her. There's not named, just generic positions.
Can we, and since Vince said what he said, would it make sense to put 9 people at that table? That way you'd have a third member, you know, for each of them.
Other knowledge. If you do that, then the commission, if you have 2 elected officials in the same body, you'll have to advertise it, and it'll be a public meeting. I mean, and that's not a problem, you just gotta be aware. If they're all from different bodies, it's not necessarily, you know, it all needs to be advertised, and it needs to be a public meeting. I'm just saying, you have to make sure you meet all the stipulations of sunshine law. It'd be beneficial for it to be public regardless.
Right.
Yeah, definitely transparent.
So you want a motion to direct the superintendent to have discussions with some of the important people that Mr. Barnes has mentioned, to see if they would be interested in doing so, and give direction to the superintendent to pursue that avenue.
Is that in the form of a motion?
In a way, yes.
So she can pull it up. if you
Okay,
want.
so Jennifer
Yeah.
is pulling the information up.
You'll pull up that document.
If you don't,
Yes.
please.
First page of it.
So that is the proposed task force for Mr. Barnes.
I just asked that you put 3 at-large members, one from each body, on there, Mr. Barnes. If you'd like to make that form of motion.
Yes. That form of motion.
Second.
Can you state the motion clearly so Jennifer can hear it, please?
Motion is that we create an intergovernmental, task force per the, proposal provided here. And task force members be the chair of the Board of Education, and they be the leader of that group. Our school superintendent, the county mayor, the county commission chair, Jonesboro mayor, and Jonesboro city manager. And if you scroll down there, ask that task force to make recommendations to this Board of Education on the questions, the 11 questions posed to us by PCI. Scroll down there. Pretty simply that, and also to make recommendations back to this board on the best facility and construction options provided to us for the Lewis group for providing a daycare facility and WCD and the Board of Education centralized office workspaces going forward.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
But second, clarify, if you would, about those at 1 at large from the board, 1 at large from the county commission, and 1 at large from the town of Jonesboro.
Okay, well, and I didn't understand.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand. My thoughts are, speak openly here without being out of Robert's Rules of Order. A bit like what the challenge here, when we bring a question to 9 of us, you know, it gets difficult. But these 6 people are identified by their entities as leaders, spokespersons. Now, they may choose to bring in whatever, in my opinion, those task force members, bring in whatever advisors they need. But to officially have additional members, I might have just a little bit of heartburn because it get unwieldy.
I mean, regardless, it's gonna have to come back. I think once those 6 identify the recommendations, then during a workshop, we could talk amongst what we come back with, same as they will too. And then we all 3 parties get together and have a talk. So I'm fine with that, but I do see the value in that as well. But, you know, they may want to invite one or whatever, because it is gonna be an open public meeting, so you can invite somebody as you see fit. I understand.
And I believe as Chair Buchanan stated, you know, that she would wish to have, you know, Mr. Riddle advise, participate. I mean, that certainly makes great
But
sense.
as the chair, whoever sits in the seat can appoint that person. So if you would hold that just like that, and I was still gonna be in this seat, I would be appointing him. Because he is more knowledgeable, and I think our most knowledgeable person should be sitting in that seat.
I'd say that's at your discretion, but
Yeah.
if I would think the chair would want to be a participating member, you know. Now, and if you back up to on the first paragraph, at the top of the page, last sentence on it's very important there in my mind. That this board will not be bound to these recommendations, but we will welcome the guidance and collaboration to help us move ahead and you know, make timely and wise decisions on these problems. So it's ultimately, the 9 members here got to vote on whatever they do.
I think it's a great way to tidy up questions and things like these questions and other questions we have about agreements that have previously been made, so we can make sure we're all on the same page with it and move forward together, you know. So we'll have a better direction from the information we gain from this, I think.
Mr. Walters.
And I'm glad that, you know, this is an opportunity, a first step, I guess, that we work together with the commission and Jonesboro, and hopefully can, you know, develop that relationship for future things and heal what's broken, and so I'm really excited about that.
Any other discussion before we vote?
Side question in regards to the agreement. We have a certain deadline in being able to deal with those properties. If we don't, what's the fallback? What is the penalty? What happens if they're not sold within that timeline or dealt with within that timeline?
There wasn't a penalty, but it was just an act of good faith that we would be following through with the agreement that was made. There wasn't penalties, but it was just.
I think it was a goal. I felt like it was a
The
goal.
language indicates that then the commission would make the decision if the deadline is not met.
Well, and these 3 entities that we're talking about are the ones that made that MOU, so that if they wanted to change it, they can change it.
It's been changed a couple of
Yes.
times.
Yeah, there's three participating bodies that make adjustments.
Sure.
They agree.
Yeah, I was just wondering if there was some legal binding contract that held us do something, and if there were any ramifications if we didn't follow through with it, or showed good judgment of what we were doing.
I think it was just our commitment and our good faith and our goal.
And we are trying.
Yes. Is there any more discussion before we vote? Can we vote, please, Shannon?
Ready, Nathan?
I'm gonna vote yes, because it's not. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay.
Approved.
All right, that concludes, oh, so sorry. Yes,
Could I steal just 2 seconds of thunder right here for just a
you
minute?
said 2 seconds.
Yes, ma'am. I'll make it brief, and I know you don't believe that, but I'll try. I want to say a couple of different things. There's 3 people I want to recognize. This is the first and last meeting that we'll all be together. But congratulations to Ms. Wooten for her successful campaign and her win. Also want to thank Keith for his 20 years of service sitting on the school board. You know, for 20 years, he's made a lot of decisions sitting in our chair. I want to thank him for his time and what he sacrificed to do that. I also want to thank Mr. Masters on his victory on the county commission, and all those that winner, that, you know, the other 6 or 5 that are on here. Congratulations to them, but just wanted to take a minute to acknowledge them.
Thank you, Mr. Flair. All right,